There's a battle brewing over water rights in Texas, and farmers like Frank DiStefano are caught in the fight. Frank is a third-generation farmer in Robertson County. His grandfather started the farm in the 1930s. Now he and his three brothers grow cotton, grain, and cattle at 3D Farms near MUMFORD. Their crops rely on water pumped from the Brazos River for irrigation, but this year a decision from the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality almost left those fields bare and dry.
We received a letter from the TCEQ, and it halted all rights back to 1942, I think. It says the rights are halted for 180 days. We have a 1956 permit, and it's never been called before. We never had stopped pumping.
Last November, TCEQ ruled to suspend the water rights of over 700 farmers and ranchers in the Brazos River Basin. The reason? A senior water rights holder, Dow Chemical, requested the water. During times of drought, TCEQ can determine to halt water rights for some users based on what is known as the priority doctrine. First in time is first in right. In other words, whoever received rights to the water first gets the water first. But this time, TCEQ exempted some junior water rights holders from the priority call. Municipalities and power generators were going to continue to receive water, even though farmers like Frank were higher on the list. All this without compensating them for those lost rights.
And it's an unfair situation because they're not paying for it. It's a property right that these senior water right holders hold. They're taking it away from them without compensation, so it's a taking without compensation.
This left Frank and his fellow farmers along the Brazos with no option but to pray for rain. The loss of water would have completely changed how Frank approached his crops this year, maybe even forcing him to try a dryland crop.
Farming as a dryland crop is completely different than farming as irrigated as far as your inputs and your expected yields. The expected yield is probably half, so your banker is not going to lend the amount of money on a dryland crop as he would on an irrigated crop.
Luckily, neither he nor his banker will have to worry about this. Dow rescinded the priority call, freeing up the water so farmers can irrigate. But that's a short-term fix for a much bigger issue. As Texas' population continues to grow, the battle over water is just beginning. Resources will be strained as municipalities, utilities, and farmers and ranchers work to share this vital resource. The last thing that's needed is a state agency ignoring Texas water law.
This is our livelihood. This is what we do, and by coming in and taking away the water, it's making the future uncertain. With the water, we feel we can make a living, but taking away the water takes away our security.
Frank will try and make a crop this year, but he and other farmers in the Brazos River Basin have no guarantees for the future. For TFB News, Amanda Hill, MUMFORD.